bare-chested runic genius, Mr. Zerilath Eternal. Just gotta make sure that everything is in order on YouTube. Ah, come on. So how have you been, man? What's been going on in?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I had a really chill 4th of July. Um
Oh yeah.
and I technically finished the Jewish War. So there's I'm going to do one more episode to cover like a 5-page like like addendum piece. Uh
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be like a 45-minute post series read. But other than that, I've finished the thing.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. It's left me with a few ideas as to how things can be how gaps in the narrative over the last 2,000 years can be reconciled.
Okay.
But I have some more pursuits to go through. Um, I caught the whole James True show. Uh,
Yeah.
that was an excellent show. It was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I definitely enjoyed talking with him. His mind is not like the others. He really has thought
Yeah.
things through, which is
Hmm.
yeah. I definitely liked talking to him, and I'd love to
Yeah.
have him on the show more.
The the aspects of physiology to um explanation of reality, if you will, but
Mhm.
you know physiology to even epistemology, one could say, or the fact that there's so much physiological, scientific stuff where it's a different level of looking at our relationship with invisible energies and psychic phenomenon and power of suggestion and things like that. That's really one of the most like anytime James is making a new point that he's explaining from kind of like that foundation, it always lands. It always lands.
Yeah, sure does.
Mm.
Sure does. And I got at least one more guest that still needs to schedule. I a guest spot after this, actually, at at around 9. So definitely keeping busy. Um,
Mm.
definitely keeping busy. What's up, Logan? Finally woke up in time. That's good.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. So it looks like he's been anticipating a chance to get a real time reading from me here. Is that where we're at?
He has.
All right.
Tim, what?
Hmm, hmm. All right, we got some familiar action going on. Get the party started.
Yeah, and he's about as big as the free space that I have on my desk.
Ah, all right. Allo Shiv Lakal. That's what I see over here.
Yeah, Queen of Blades, improper ascension. Um,
Yes.
he's a man of many names, many monikers.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So wait a minute. What do you mean by finally woke up? You've caught this before. He's caught this show before, hasn't he?
Well, he has, but not lately. It's always
Huh.
been late, like after the
Right.
fact.
Okay. Okay. All right. Improper. I got you on stripping away. 23. Stripping away. fruitless to have a direction to go. Was it wasn't the number 23 the name of the Jim Carrey movie about the number that he was
Yeah.
constantly seeing, right? And there was no conspiracy, it was just driving him mad, right? So the movie
Yeah.
was stripping away of his sanity. So the I Ching expressing itself in that film. You know, he I don't know if he got nominated for an Oscar that year, but he should have been mentioned somewhere. That was during my I'm trying to do drama Jim Carrey so I can also get an Oscar.
Yeah. Oh God, when was that? IMDb.
Yeah, he had done a number of good, more dramatic and lighthearted films at that point. So,
Wow, that came out in 2007.
that makes sense. Until the old is so utterly stripped from that, you have no choice but to think in new ways. You will only recreate old patterns. Do not imagine the future and make plans now. Bring your energy back to the center and honor the process of transformation. What has worn out? Is there a less painful way to let this go? What is underneath the surface? When in an example like the film Number 23, right? It's just like everybody now, since since a lot of research into how they do MK Ultra works, and you can get that, you can get a lesson in that from the Clockwork Shining documentary on Amazon. Ryder Lee J. Widener, is that the number 23 is used as the psychic driver in that film, right? And it's and this particular thing is very simple, and it seems to be popping up synchronistically, right? Like if I remember the film properly, nobody's fucking with Jim. Jim is fucking with himself over something. Like, it's been a while since I've seen the film, so but I remember that the film ends and you just have to accept, oh, Jim was wrong the whole time, right? Because, his character is absolutely convinced, as he is trying to get help for the messages that he is seeing from the point of view that what he is seeing is real, and that he doesn't have to reflect on whether he has just mentally gone into an obsession of some sort, right? Because the psychic drive, like, there has to be, for that to, like that's never going to happen unless somebody is set up to be imprinted with that, right? And then life itself can do the rest if somebody just starts it with something that they know they're surrounded by. So say somebody's paying attention to someone's life in a very broad scope, and they have a weekly routine, and they notice, as I spy upon this target, I notice that there's a lot of things that have subtle pink colorations in them. There's a pink button on this, there's a pink stripe on that shirt on that mannequin in the storefront or whatever, right? And then, he's got a sense of scheduling and consistency with something. Then you start making sure that somehow he gets the incepted idea that there's a conspiracy tying all these pink things together that he sees every fucking week that he never actually noticed before, and then retroactively puts it together saying, yeah, no, those were definitely there. Oh my God, what's up with this pattern? What, right?
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do is kind of stretch the imagination like a pareidolia effect. And now you think you're seeing the auguries when reality you're just being taken for a ride. And
Mm-hmm.
it'll you'll string conclusions together that'll drive you mad and obsess over things that go nowhere.
Yeah. That's basically what happened within
Yeah.
within the movie as well. And it's the like yeah, it's the well-known effects that like as soon as you start paying attention to it, you're gonna see it
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because I used to have uh, an extraordinary amount of deja vu happen in my early adult years, um, and through my 30s as well. There was a whole lot of that going on, and these deja vus. I just dropped one card. Hold on a second. Cards dropped. I think it was just the one card, so that's probably the card. All right, this is the card. All right. Yeah, it's the dragonfly, which popped up last week too.
Yeah.
Fire elemental, dragonfly. Made magic, spontaneity, immediacy, and change. Right. So, all right. So we've been talking about being locked in the pattern, and then you get the dragonfly, which has pattern breaking qualities. So that already is making a tremendous amount of sense. One second. So let me see here. Oh, I put that in the spot. Okay. So we're gonna grab our tarot now and move into it.
Let's do it.
In our focus position, we have the Two of Stones. Challenge. So there's a little bit of a dispute over resources, assets. There's a dispute over something of substance that is going on for you. All right. We got Yera. So, this dispute is or will be going on for a hot minute. You know, there's the because you're figuring out how to work with the tension of the other party. That's seems to be the needed goal is whatever comes next. In this, this represents something that needs to work out. In our origins, Page of Vessels, the Otter, reversed. So, somebody in the party is not going through a lesson, not like the lesson. I'm not saying the person is completely emotionally immature, right? But that as the page, the student, right? The emotional student, right? There's an emotional lesson that has not been learned on whoever is seemingly on the more irrational side of the equation. We have Othal, right? So, and it's bringing that or you know that emotionality. It came from like like where they've been before, if you will, right? Like let's just say this is about like some partnership, right? You know, like you're trying to build a boat together or something like that, and the other guy, um, the last time he was on a building project, he lost his temper over something, and then he stormed out, never reflected on the thing that made him mad because he was right and they were wrong in his eyes, and that was it, right? And now he's coming back to another job site, a similar kind of deal, to work with someone else, and he may be carrying that baggage of an unlearned lesson with them. 4 of arrows. Rest. All right, so yeah, that's like somebody is frothing about a thing, right? It's kind of like where you get the 3 of arrows, it's the 3 daggers in the heart, it's the triangulation of the facts, right? That brings something together, right? So, the heated nature, the potential for conflict here, somebody who is got their nervous system all ramped up, and wants to do a thing, needs to take a deeper meditation on what emotion is being stirred in this circumstance. They need the rest to iron themselves out. Degas. So, yeah, it's like this rest, it's not just sleeping it one night. It's like they need a personal day. They need a personal day to take that reflection in. And maybe hopefully come to that reflection and realize they need to learn something. And what ought to be done. Got the green woman. So we have the Empress. There's sincerely there's a need for the emotional space. There's a need for it, there may be comforts that one in the male side of their thinking doesn't think about. It's just like I got everything I need right in here, right? And then then there's another side of yourself that you're lying to, saying, look, you could have a couple of comfortable chairs in here, right? You know, you might want to put up a painting that inspires you. You know, like there's something that the environment needs that will be emotionally fulfilling. And algaes, and you want to have it set up in a way that is protective and empowering. So, improper. That is your read. I can give you your Whispering Woods. If you want to give me some feedback first, I'll give you a second to throw me any feedback.
So Logan, what are we saying? How are we feeling about it? Probably busy typing and all of that.
Yeah.
Or he's falling back asleep.
Right. Thank you very much. The reading was very spot on. All right, cool. You're very welcome.
You're good. As always.
All right. Your parting whisper is kindness.
Hmm.
Take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and others.
Okay. Kindness.
Spooky accurate, good. But hopefully it's given you the right thing to do. Hopefully you're gonna do the right thing that you get the transformation in the situation.
I'm sure he will.
Mm.
He is. He's not. Yeah, he knows. He knows what's up. He knows what he needs to do when he gets a reading like that. He knows, and he's trying. I know that. I talked to him. God, when was that? Was that yesterday that we spoke? Day before? I don't know. Recent.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I am I'm excited. I had to I took the investment. I had to pay $30 to reserve a table. There's a bar about 45 minutes out from
Hmm.
me um, in the north of the Bronx. And I went there last month to have fun because they were having like a goth party. So like basically it was a DJ playing goth industrial music, and it was just kind of like an Irish pub that it was in. It was like a first event of its kind, and I hit it off pretty well with the promoter and the owner of the bar and stuff cordially, and they sent me the link to spend $30 on a table to be available to do psychic readings at the table.
Awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully people will be very cool with it. I'm going to probably I'll probably do like readings fast, just like this there, and I'll probably charge way less than I charge online, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because hopefully the traffic drives it, right? Because I'm definitely not charging less than $30 for a read. So if I get one reading from somebody, I can
Hey,
I
that's
can turn
awesome,
it
man.
around.
That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah. I may have to make a sign or something. I may have to draw something up.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's great, man. Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
So things are getting serious with the readings and all.
I I hope so. I'm making a serious move. We'll see if it pays off. Maybe the world will reflect back to me that I ain't ready. Be like, look at you. You're terrible. Well, it's
No,
just like it's
I
marketing. It's marketing. Like I don't have the time to sit down, or the patience, or even the heart to sit down and like, let me play on the editor and move some images around, and here's a neat picture, graphic design. It's like I can do it, but it takes, it's just like, it's just like better things I could be doing with the next couple of hours right now, right?
yeah. That is very true. Just setting everything up is a lot of work. Um, I mean, I should know I'm taking the channel quite seriously. So,
Hmm.
but that's great, man. That you're actually gonna like do those readings, in real life, out and about
Yes.
among people.
Yeah. I've I've not been in a great position to do that. Like most of my life, because usually Usually, the opportunity for the event is either too far away and or too expensive for the table. So this worked out pretty well. Plus, I'm making more money, got a little bit more reliability in my ability to move. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good time to take the risk.
That's great, man. That's great. I'm very, very happy to hear that.
Hi. All right. So Improper was the only guy here. So
Yeah,
maybe
for
we can
now.
do. Maybe we'll do the reading on your end then. If you've got something prepared.
Well, life definitely took a turn. Um, some things that I wanted to do, I unfortunately am not able to do just yet, at least. I was gonna do like the what is it, localized, fuck, um, localized law enforcement. Uh, but unfortunately, because I'm still bound to a contract somewhere else, I have to wait at least a year or pay $4,000 to buy myself out.
Oh. Oh.
So that
How
kind of
come you
sucks.
didn't? How did you not know about the contract?
Because I have a contract with two different parties. One is as an employee, the other is as a student. And I only have the contracts as, or access to the contracts for like the employee thing. Um, and yeah, so a bit of an issue on my end,
There's
but
got to be a loophole. There's got to be a loophole in the contract. There's got to be an out for that.
yeah, it's called
Must be an out.
4,000 euros.
A year, a
Yeah,
year or 4,000 euros. Nah, there's got to be a real way out of that. That sounds. That's the way you break a contract if you're dumb. There's got to be a smarter guy's way to do it. I would look around. I would poke around the contract to make sure you understand certain terms, and ask if you know everything about the law revolving around a certain holding term in the contract. That's what I would do.
well, it's also because the company where I'm technically a student, they made a huge investment in me. Of course, you know they paid for the study, they paid for the exams, they paid
Okay. They,
for
yeah,
clothing and all of that.
that's,
So
yeah, they made a huge investment, but it's that investment is not serving you, right? I mean, like, if you stick with that, it doesn't get you what you need. Like, if we're just talking about if we're talking about money, if we're talking about location of work, perhaps, it
well,
like
location
is it
can
giving
be
you those
changed.
things?
Location is going to be changed.
Mm.
Money. Now that I actually have the full diploma, I did the final exam uh, just yesterday and got and got it like right the very first time. So I have the full diploma now.
Mm.
Um, I should be paid more at least than I was, for a student. Um, and they're gonna look at a different location, and I'm also that will be starting on the 14th. Gonna do a follow up study for like complex security guard, which is a little more deep going. You know, that'll there I'll actually be learning how to um, how to work within the walls of the penitentiary, how to work with detainees. So things
Mm.
um, like X-ray scanning is gonna be a part of it. Like self defense is gonna be a part of it. So it's a bit of uh, like I said, a more deep going study,
Yeah.
which a lot of part of it will come in handy when I eventually am gonna do the localized law enforcement again, because there is a lot of overlap between
Yeah.
those two, and they're gonna see, or they're gonna look if I can like stop working at the penitentiary and like start working at a police station, for example, or army base, but still as a security guard, but places that are a little more active, where where things happen, and I'm not just sitting there waiting for the construction worker to,
Right. Right.
move me,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. 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 So like, if you got those restrictions, then you have to work extra hard within um your like what you're contracted into, right? It's like I spent the money on OSHA 10, so I can work on construction sites, right? And so I could have spent $90 perhaps getting certified in something else and work in a different kind of job. But no, I spent the $90 so I could spend 10 hours online getting certified for OSHA to do that and move myself into position. It's part of the reason why it's taken me a long time to succeed, because I really was paranoid the about things like that, right? You get into certain kinds of contracts. It's why I was interested in like the sovereign citizen stuff for a long time,
Hmm.
right? Which was so troublesome, and some of which, just you have to you have to yeah, you have to start with uh, Michael Wynn Miller, I think his name is, and then you have to work from there, and that's for American law, and he's all about parse, syntax, grammar, and effectively correct, proper legal speech, if you will. And theoretically, there should be something of that nature working across the Western system, because if everything is rooted in a Roman Latin uh, foundation, then it should translate to whatever's going on between your native language and your legal language in your country. Uh,
Yeah,
but for your situation, let's give you your little read on it. So you've got
sure.
21, biting through, creating
Yeah.
success, fruitful to use, legal proceedings. Look at that shit. Okay. For like I didn't even read it. I just saw biting through, and then we were having a conversation. I said I'll read that when we get there. It's time to bite through to the truth of the situation and deal with any obstacles fiercely. It will help to use the determination of an investigator or a judge intent on restoring the world to good or. I have no idea 21 said is specifically this. There's 68 cards, 64 cards in here, and I haven't memorized anything yet. Intent on restoring the world to good order, who will let nothing stand between them and the truth. What must you do to get the truth? How can you become more effective? So, I would meditate on like the Justice card, on on the Judgment card, on the Hierophant, maybe. Like all those guys are going to be good um, for finding benevolent judges. Okay, you got Falcon.
Okay.
So focus, action, purpose, aspiration, right? You have to soar in this biting through endeavor. Pretty simple message. We have in your focus 7 of stones. Healing. Healing. All right? So, healing in this respect is going to be most pertinently um you navigating all the red tape of working in a member of the European Union, right? You've got just all the way you do things that you got to do in your country, right? You know, it's just like irritating thing. If I want to go get my beard braided, I can't go to anybody's goddamn hair salon because nobody works in a hair salon like people that work in those places working on your hair. They have to get a certificate to do what they're doing, and it's a bit ridiculous that there's a stipulation about men's facial hair, and I can't just walk into a hairstylist and like give them like 20, $30 or something, right? So I got to get a favor from a friend or something, or I can do it as a cash thing at a booth at like a Renaissance fair. But I have to bother doing an event. I have to go to an event. It's not just going down the street. It has to be open. It's just like it has to be during that time. It's not just something I can do at convenience, so I can look good wherever I'm doing my ordinary things, right? And I'm not like I've tried to like looking in the mirror. I just confuse my. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's just I want to spend that time playing guitar better. So anyway, because otherwise, it's just like it sucks though, because I got these awesome beads that I want to put in my beard, and I don't get to use them because I haven't got a braiding option. Right? These are ridiculous little fucking things that get in the way of something that's not important, but it would be aesthetically satisfying for me. Right? That's little things. Those are the little things that make me say Mark Passio is right.
Yeah, no, I get that.
All right, we got Ehwaj reversed. Ehwaj reversed. So there's bringing also an attention here that there is some sort of a personal disconnect involving something in this healing process, right? Um, so you need to be working on that while you are straightening things out and making things right in this endeavor. In our origins, 5 of stones reversed. 5 of stones reversed. Endurance. So, you had a very, very rough um, period of time with getting through this situation where you felt like you're still going to be able to do the things you wanted to do through like this was you know, you're dealing with the next stupid fucking setback kind of thing, right? And that's been a big part of this is the setback problems. Um, we got Hoglaws right here, which is the healing rune. You know, so endurance and the hailstorm. It's the healing rune. It's the hailstorm, right? So, I know this feeling all too well, right? This is often the feeling of that biting moment from Jormungandr when the Ouroboros has clamped down because you didn't catch yourself in a cycle a certain way, and then assets of the world came into play, like bills coming due or some other instance arises in life, and it sets you back, and you feel that setback, right? Because there's so much tumultuousness, right? Like my recent stretch of unemployment was like that, right? You know, where I'm several weeks unemployed. It's insane, right? You know, because it's effectively a layoff. I'm like the best guy, and they got no work for me, right? So that was crazy, you know. And so for me, that involved the need to really step up on finding different employers instead of relying on this temp agency, which um, I thought things were going to work out a little bit better, but is what it is. It's this has all been transitionary ever since I left the garden store last year. So in our Verdandi situation, you got the Great Bear has popped up. All right, which it's a judgment card, right? This is 20. So if you got the Great Bear here in Verdandi under this circumstance, right? Like this is saying like this is a big deal. This is underscoring many aspects of your stuckness that you are confronting right now. And it's upright, right? So you are approaching the bear wisely. And Saul, right? Right? You're putting your soul on the line with this approach because you're trying to get an important step in the big things you see for your future done. And we have the Wood Ward reversed. The Wood Ward is like the Justice card in this one, right? So here he is. He's, like the way this guy is. He has a pseudo kind of like almost like the fool kind of quality where, he's got an animal companion, and then he's got a spear with him. So he's got a spear which doubles as a walking stick, so he can travel with it, so on and so forth, right? What is it? That's a lynx, I think. So it's choosing to go with cat energy with the Wood Ward. But at any rate, it came in reversed here in our decision-making situation, right? I think that while you're doing all this stuff that's pushing forward to to things that are outside of your domain, like venturing into the new workforce and all that stuff, that you are perhaps not doing the right things when it comes to protecting the assets that you have, right? Because you're going out there and you expect after a period of time that you are in a increasing good situation with your life and your resources, your finances, right? But you might be missing something that you just need to take a look around you and say, what am I not minding very well amongst what I'm doing, right? And that's a personal reflection of it. You can also look at this as because remember, there's also the implications, the idea that you may want to get a judge and so on and so forth from the I Ching card, is that this could represent an agent of the red tape that is in your way, and you have to be more confrontative with them because they perhaps have made a mistake and are holding you back based on a mistake. Because the only way you can really defeat a bureaucrat is if you can figure out whether you are in the right about how that bureaucracy wants things done, or if he is in the right about it, right? Because, just because he's an agent of the way an organization does something doesn't always mean that he is not making a mistake. In the agency's eyes, because, like, they could be making a mistake that the agency wants him to make because they may want to be fucking you over. But if the agency is not intending to fuck anyone over, then it could just be the agent who insists that they didn't make a mistake. And we have Uhruz reversed over here as well, right? So it's an exposure of a point of weakness too.
Okay. Exposure of a point of weakness.
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely a terrible bureaucrat. I'll say that. No, like don't come at me with contracts and whatever, because I haven't a clue. What it'll says. I've gotten better at it over time, sort of.
Yeah. I just I think of the humor of Futurama trolling on Terry Gilliam's Brazil with the central bureaucracy, right? You meet like the president of the central bureaucracy, and he's all like, "Don't quote me, the regulations. I was on the board that voted on the second draft of the regulations cover letterhead. We kept it gray, right, just like."
Yeah, that is definitely the feeling you get sometimes with bureaucrats. That's why I'm actually gonna start reading this book, Bullshit Jobs: The Rise of Pointless Work and What We Can Do About It.
Yeah. Wait. Let me see that cover one more time, real quick. Oh, okay. I was trying to look at the illustration on it, and okay. All right, it's a whiteboard thing. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me grab your whisper. You've got caution, which you're working in security, so that makes sense. Tread softly so as to not disturb the woodland floor. Interesting. So you get the reversed wood ward, and now you get this caution whisper. about the woodland floor, right? So, um, yeah. I would make sure you put some time into understanding all of the legal loopholes of what you're involved with. Get more keen on knowing that stuff professionally,
I
and
am.
and
I'm
like I
definitely.
said, operating, operating with a little bit more knowledge of the law involved with the process and procedure of how all this works.
Yeah, I definitely still want the other part of my contract, if you will. I am gonna have to read that over and send it to someone who can actually decipher it for me, who speaks better legalese than I do.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Okay. So be cautious, but be just. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can
All
work with
right,
that.
sounds good. So it's been about an hour. I don't think we've got anybody new in chat at all.
No, it's looking like it.
Yeah. Um, I'm pretty good here, man.
Yeah. Well, if you're good, I'm good. In proper ascension, Logan got his reading, which was
Yeah.
spooky accurate in his words.
I get that one a lot.
I bet you do. I bet you do. My reading was um, constructive. Definitely something that plays at the moment, and a lot of things that I perhaps indeed should be doing. So yeah, yeah, I'm good.
All right.
This has been good.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Well, then I can finally take a shower because I got home from the gym, started doing chores, and then it was like, oh shit, it's 6 o'clock.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some chores once we're off the line here.
yeah, yeah. Logan, I can probably hang out for a bit. I do have a guest spot at 9, so in like 2 hours. But yeah, I can definitely. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you at the very least, Logan, for being so incredibly active in chat.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Um, and yeah, like thank you for finally waking up in time. That definitely definitely helps if you want a if you want a reading.
You don't
Uh,
say.
I just did actually. So yeah, and of course, thank you, Mr. Zerilath Eternal, for a couple of great readings. Definitely some stuff that I know I can work with, that I have to work with, as does um, Improper Ascension, of course. For everyone watching, do remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are feeling generous, do also subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Greyhorn Pagans. Maybe that way I'll get the 4K together to buy myself out. Who fucking knows? Um, yeah, check out the channel. I've a uh, been uploading a bit more lately, and I got the week off next week, so there is definitely more to come. Check out the latest episode of the Greyhorn Pagans podcast that aired live today with James True. That was a very, very good show. If you want to come on the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, let us know. Find me on, uh, well, let's say Instagram, and Telegram. I deleted Twitter from my phone. It's a fucking shit show.
Huh.
Or send us an email at greyhornpagans at protonmail.com, or go to the website www.greyhornpagans.com, where you can book yourself right away. If you like these readings and want a more private, more deep going reading where Mr. Zerilath truly, delves into the depths of your mind, make sure to subscribe to his channel and contact him at zerilath@yahoo.com. If you think this was spooky accurate, wait till you get a one-on-one reading. That is going to be spooky accurate to the max. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here once more. We will see you all next week. Same place, same time, same heathens. So until then, see you later, guys. Bye bye.